let's talk a little bit about work-life integration. So one of the interesting things for me as I've stepped into this role and into this seat and into building this business is not just getting lost in the business building, but really trying to be mindful and be a mindful and conscious leader, and someone who's not just writing stuff in a PowerPoint and a pretty presentation, but actually seeing that it's integrated into the fundamental culture of our organization. And the work-life integration has been a big one that I've been working to foster, because there's a real transformational shift occurring right now from the physical worker to the knowledge worker. And I was actually reading a book called The Power of Full Engagement, which is the art of balancing energy and not time, by it's Jim Loehr and Tony Schwartz, I believe. So I mean, it was an awesome book, because it's basically talking about the idea that, you know, you can put in an 8-hour day and just clock in your 8 hours, but you're not going to get nearly as much out of yourselves as if you get that, you know, 1 hour of positive flow state where you know you're just crushing through it. And we've all been there, right? We've all been there when we've been really inspired or really driven or really in the flow of something, and we're just crushing things out at lightning speed. So what I'm trying to do is foster more of that energy and foster more of that mindset, and getting people to think of, okay, if I want to feel inspired, what do I need to do to get myself to feel inspired? And personally for me, it's reading. So every morning I'm reading. Every morning I'm finding, you know, I'm just powering through books right now, because I read in the morning and it gets me inspired. It gets me down certain rabbit holes, and I'm excited, I'm driven, I'm ready to go. And that's what works for me. It gets me into a certain kind of flow state, and you know, gets my energy levels to where they need to be. But also I allow myself that time to rest and recuperate. I'm not, you know, putting in 15, 20-hour days. You know, I'm not torturing myself. I'm finding that balance of being able to get a lot done in a little amount of time, and be able to basically 10x the production just based on, you know, balancing that energy. And so that's what I'm really trying to foster within my team. And that the idea that going out and taking that walk, playing with your kids, spending that time with your spouse, right? All of that is part of what makes you whole and what makes you complete and what makes you. You know, so you don't want to neglect those things, right? The best ideas can come when you're taking that long shower, or when you're walking through the fields, right? Like, that's when your best ideas come. They don't always come when you're sitting in front of your computer screen trying to code. So we're really trying to encourage people to get out, follow the flow, follow their energy, and understand what they need from themselves to have optimal performance. And you know, as part of that culture as well, we're really trying to foster a sense of autonomy and balance. So we're not looking to micromanage. We're not looking to have, you know, a traditional hierarchical structure, right? We're really looking to have more of a flat organizational structure that is more project and milestone driven. And people come in with their skill sets, and they can apply their skill sets to whatever project makes the most sense. And how do we do that? And how do we organize that in a meaningful way? We do it through OKRs, which are basically objectives and key results. So there was another book I read on that, which was Measure What Matters by John Doerr and Larry Page. And it was really, really great, because they walk you through the concept of OKRs, and the whole idea is that you set 3 to 5 big picture objectives for your organization. So as an example, ours for the remainder of the year is to roll out our second release, get on the map for the hedge fund industry before the end of the year, and become the standard for internal data management ourselves. So, you know, figuring out what it takes. If we're going to be selling this out to everyone, we really want to have a slick internal organization with how we're doing our own internal data management, and we want to be the leading example of that. So those were 3 high aspirational goals. And then you have key results that are actual measurable results. So as an example, I want to get, you know, 250 free subscribers on before the end of the year. So get people interacting with the platform to get us on the map. So that's one example of a key result that's actually a milestone driven. So then what we can do is the full team can come together and say, okay, how can I contribute to that key result? So sure, the developers can continue to roll out features and all this stuff, but they also might be able to add to the marketing campaign, you know, with some of their technical copy. They might be able to add value in some of the conversations we have with the seed and investor funding, right? Like there's areas that you can add value without necessarily thinking about it when you break down the silos of your organization. So going very project driven keeps everyone focused towards a common goal, but gives you the autonomy and creativity to be able to figure out what you're going to bring to the table and how your unique skill set you know, can add value in all facets of the organization. So yeah, that's been really exciting, and that's how we are building out our culture, building out our foundation, and we're excited to see how that you know, sets us up for scale, and also just the overall happiness of our team. Like, we want them to be excited to be a part of our team, and we want them to be feeling fulfilled, and I think this is a great start for building that foundation. So